I think my handwriting is only good for doing invitations to doctors' parties. Hello and welcome to the program. Today we're helping a new startup business that produces special occasion stationery and invitations and also organises events. It's got a great little name called Little Flamingo, and the owner, the marketing executive, the chief bottle washer, the accountant is Shannon Harcourt. How are you, Shannon?
Good, David. How are you?
Good. Tell us about the business. When did you start it?
I opened the doors officially on the 1st of July this year.
What are some of the big challenges you're finding?
Getting the name out there. That's a big one.
So it's marketing at the moment. Okay.
Yes. Also, I am only new and I don't really know what I'm doing. I need a little bit of help with the startup of the business, how to figure out what direction I should be going in.
I just wonder whether you're tough enough on sales. That's a totally different skill. You've got to close the deal. You've got to look after the clients. And Rob Hartnett, I reckon, you need a dose of him. We'll organise that for you as well.
Sounds fantastic.
Rob Hartnett from Business Performance International is a sales performance specialist. He's accepted my invitation to help Little Flamingo develop a more proactive sales strategy.
So Shannon, you're having some problems with your sales?
Yes. I get the clients in the door, which is great. They sit down, we go through all the invitations, they pick out a few that they like. I email them through a proposal with all the different details of the invitations they were looking for, and then nothing.
Nothing. The great void. So here's the thing, get on the phone, right, jump on the phone. Communication is made up of 3 elements, right? Physiology is 55%, tone's 38%, and words are 7%. If you use email, you're simply dealing on 7%. If you get them on the phone, you can hear the kind of tone, at least you've got the 7 plus the 38. Okay, meeting in person is obviously better, as you know, through the appointments. But I would be following up by phone call. You'll get a good sense of whether they're unsure. They can also start to open up to you and say, well, look, we've looked around a few other places, but we've found some other things, they're a bit expensive. It allows you to come back. A lot of small business owners in their early days, if they're nervous about sales, they haven't done sales before, and a lot of people have not done sales before, hide behind email. Don't hide behind the email, all right? You're doing follow-up because you've read that in a book that says it's good to follow up. Right? It also says it's good to talk and get great feedback. So just get on the phone and learn it's about growing your business. So if they have bought somewhere else, wouldn't it be great to know why they did? Whether it was you didn't have enough range, whether it was a different type of new product on the market, for example, you may not know about. So anything you do on the phone is going to be an upside. And if you make it easy to talk to, and you're a pleasant person to talk to, you can clearly sell on the phone because you're getting the appointments, people will take your call. And they'll be happy to help you grow the business, especially if you say to them, hey, I know you might have bought somewhere else, but can you help me in terms of where I'm going with the business? Just like to know what you did. That will always open up. What about when you're doing the appointment, you're actually noting down, I don't know if you've got this, but like something like a template, which is as you're sitting down with them, you're going through all the questions you know as an expert. When is the event on? In other words, when do I have to have all this printed up for? What is my delivery times? What's the quantity we're looking at? Are we looking at just an envelope, an invitation? Are there some other kind of add-ons I can do? What's the event for, colours, all the things you talked about there in a kind of a template that you can go down, because I would have thought you'd be able to get pretty close to getting a price done. How long does a proposal take you to do?
Probably about 5 minutes.
Okay, so you've let them go out the door for 5 minutes. It's crazy. You've got to get down to a ballpark here where they'll be able to make a decision. If they come all the way into here to look at this, they want to make a decision, you know that they're qualified to do it. You ought to be able to give them an estimate. It doesn't have to be the final price. So do your template up. Something they can sign, something they can agree to, and put a deposit down.
Okay.
This is a business that, as we talked about, it's emotional, but it's also by appointment only. And if we get you built up in terms of your profile and you're on the website and you're the expert, well, there's lots of people who want to come and see Shannon. It's like to the client, get in line here. We need to go and do this.
After the break, how business alliances and referral networks can help drive more business.
I've seen some organisations remove their paper advertising because they thought it was all coming from Google, and really one of the kind of catalysts for people going to Google was actually the press advertising.
Shannon is keen to generate more leads for her business, but needs a clearer picture of where her inquiries are really coming from.
Where are your leads coming from right now?
Most of my leads are coming from either organic Google searches or through local directories, web directories.
Okay.
They're the main ones. I've also got the ad, a small ad in the local paper, which generates a little bit, but not as much as what I need to be coming in the door.
Okay, first point, how do you know they're coming through Google?
My web designer set up Google Analytics, so it means I can go on each day and see how many people have hit the website, where they've been, what they're looking at, how long they stayed.
Okay, the analytics is fantastic. Absolutely recommend Google Analytics, and you look at it. Almost as important is you asking every time where they came from and how they found out about you. Because let me tell you some of the problems with the Google side of things. They will go to Google because sometimes a friend has recommended you and said, go and check out this business. They're in this shopping area I saw. I think they're called Little Flamingo, but I'm not sure what the website is. So they type in Little Flamingo. Now, when you ask them where did they come from, or when you look at your Google Analytics, it shows that lead came from Google. But the reality was, it was actually someone walking past your shop. It was someone in a network. It could have been out of the local paper, for example. So finding out that is really important, because I've seen some organisations remove their paper advertising because they thought it was all coming from Google, and really one of the kind of catalysts for people going to Google was actually the press advertising. So just ask those questions when you're coming along.
Okay.
One of the areas I've got for you though is the volume of leads you've got coming through. Are you happy with the volume you've got now?
Definitely not. I definitely need more leads.
Okay. I think it's really one of the most important phases of a startup business is in your lead generation. It's what we term under the heading entrepreneurial marketing, which is very different than normal corporate marketing. We're talking about leads and we're talking about sales. So one of the great areas I think you can add a lot of value to your lead generation is to actually start giving away some of your expertise. I would have on your website just something like a 3 or 4 page, even bullet pointed type PDF document, the guide to event stationery, written by you, and they can just download it for free. They have to give an email address, for example, to download it. That's no problem. People will do that these days. They'll give you an email address as long as you're giving them something back, and get to download it. That all of a sudden makes them you become a trusted advisor, and all of a sudden they're more qualified when they come to talk to you, because you know, and with all your Google Analytics and all the work you do on your website, you'll know how many have downloaded. You'll also know who they were because you've got the email address. So you see, you're going to get more leads, more qualification, allows you to stay in touch as well. So if you have some additional new products you bring on the range, you can email out to the database. So I think that would be a really big winner for you to do. In that lead generation side, I would suggest talking to your web developers and see whether you can actually secure a domain name for that guide. So it might be called, the guide to eventstationery.com.au. So people can click on that, go to it, and then connect into your site. Helps with your search rankings, and it'll help with your lead generation as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
The big day has finally arrived. Time for me to find out if Shannon thought a visit from our experts was a special occasion.
Hello, David.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you again. Welcome.
Oh, you've got a smile on your face.
Yes, of course.
You're looking confident.
A lot more confident now.
Now, have you become a sales fiend after spending time with Rob?
I've been working on my confidence levels with clients, so they feel a lot more comfortable with me. I've also been doing some networking with some other businesses.
Oh, that's good. How are you finding that?
Good, good. Very nerve-wracking at first, but I'm getting there step by step.
Now, what about the art of closing a sale?
It's been quite difficult for me, but I'm still working on it.
Right.
I now have, rather than just sending them off and telling them I'll email them a proposal, I've got an order form, as Rob suggested, straight in front of me so I can fill it out as we go along. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you feel a new woman?
Definitely.
Inspired?
Inspired and ready to go.
Excellent. All right, we'll keep checking back on you.
Thank you so much.